Hey everyone, and welcome to the Survival Mixtapes update in Kingdom Eighties. The update's added in a new way to replay the missions after you finish the campaign, where you have to survive for a different number of days in order to get a gold, silver or bronze crown on each of the different missions. As you can see, the requirements are a little bit lower on the first mission because you also have to go and recruit your campmates like you would in the standard campaign. In order to just get an experience with all the features already unlocked, we're just going to play through the fourth mission instead. So we're going to dive straight into that. As we've already said, the goal of these mixtapes is to survive for as long as possible, which means we're going to need some pretty hefty defences. And we start with a couple of builders and 3 archers to help us build our kingdom up. Also get a bunch of coins, so we just have to run past the ghost a little bit there before we can start paying for things. Now we can chop down a few trees, but the main goal for this first day is going to be to explore the island. We won't see any night attacks on this first day, which means that we've got plenty of time to sort of be a bit reckless with our exploration. And that's going to come in handy because each one of the mixtapes has a selection of mounts from across the campaign, so you may find some different mounts to what you usually would. Each mission also has a statue in it. Again, it's randomly selected, and these statues are the same as what you'd find in the Kingdom 2 Crowns game, so if you've played that before you'll be familiar with their abilities. If not, we'll go through them anyway, or at least the one that we find. As you can see here, we've come across the ET bike, which we aren't able to unlock because it's not a full moon tonight. We've also got ourselves a coin chest, and this is the second camp that we've come across, which will be handy for recruiting things. There we've got the trike mount, which has the little gun on the front of it, and the skateboard, so not the best in the way of defences, but nonetheless an alright selection of things. We've also got this statue here, which is the knight statue. If you're unfamiliar, this will give your knights or squires, the little fellas you can recruit near your town centre, a little bit of extra health and a bit of a damage bonus. Out of the mounts we've seen so far, I think I'm just going to go for the skateboard because it's generally quite good at getting around. I probably should hold on to that coin that I've dropped back there, but it's not the end of the world. Just going to dump our coins at that camp so that we can hopefully recruit some more people. We ideally want to fly straight past that so we don't have to worry about the dog. Got another camp to recruit from there. No more coins though, it's a bit foolish of us. Either way, we'll skate on back to the town centre, get a few more coins, and then we can go and explore the left hand side. Hopefully our hunters and builders have got a few coins for us. Oh, large amount. Maybe we should just take a second to have these trees chopped down. There should still be another coin chest or 2 on the left hand side, so we should be fine. But nonetheless, it's best to be a little bit more prepared when you go into the wilderness. So we'll aim to try and get the bronze crown in this part because that will take us a little bit of time, but also it's a good place to cut things off, so we'll see how things go. Of course, we're still yet to deal with our first greed attack. Got ourselves another coin chest there, as we hoped we would. Not really expecting too much more on this. I think we've come across all the mounts that we're expecting to find. And the statue, so the only other thing is just to get a good idea of camps, which I think all 3... Oh, actually. Wonder if that means we'll have the DeLorean on this one. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And there is another coin chest, that's handy. Okay, that is the end of that one, so we can start heading back. Ooh, we'll just hold off. Wanted to make sure that portal on the right was not active. So I don't recall seeing anywhere for the DeLorean to spawn, or seeing it spawning at all. So chances are that bone just spawns regardless, because it is the 4th mission. So that's just something for us to hold on to. Either way, we'll just head on back to camp and start our expansion and upgrading of the town centre. This first wave shouldn't be too hard to deal with, so we don't have to worry too much about things, but nonetheless, good to try and get a bit of preparation in. Get a couple more archers, defend our kingdoms. We do have, thankfully, plenty of people recruited, courtesy of all those camps we passed on the right hand side. One of the early goals is going to be to try and clear as much space as possible for these hunters, because they're going to be a good source of income in the early game. I think if the DeLorean was to spawn it would be around here, but clearly it's not, so we can just live on our skateboard instead. Due to the nature of the large amounts of greed we're going to have to deal with, we're going to be quite cautious with how we expand our kingdom. Building up as we go along and building what turrets we can, because the turrets are very useful in defending our kingdom, especially once we've fully upgraded our town centre and get access to the different types of turrets, such as the mortar and the laser. So for the time being we'll just keep chopping trees, that's all we can really do. We've got our faithful dog giving us an early indication of greed on the way, so we will just protect that builder who's going to destroy that tree. Plus this will give us a good idea of how big that first wave of greed are. You can see there's probably about 8 in there, which is not an insignificant amount. So best to head back to camp, and to be honest we probably should have a couple more archers available to deal with these fellas. We'll get our lovely companions back over there because those will be useful. There's a few more dealt with. Have a little check on the right hand side, see if they're going to do okay. Oh, don't have any coins, that was a bit of a blunder. Seems like this side has been dealt with, so we're clear for the day. Or the night rather. We can start focusing on more trees. We are going to want to try and build our walls up pretty soon, but you do actually get free walls if you wait until, I believe, this upgrade of the town centre. So if we do this, or rather if we had enough coins to do this, then we would get some free walls. But seeing as we didn't quite have enough then, and now we do, might as well spend a few more to clear these trees. As you can see, our hunters are already making good use of this extra space, which is definitely very handy. So there we have some walls built for free. Well, not really free, but saves us having to spend anything on them really. We were already going to upgrade the town centre regardless. So all the different shops and chores that you can do in this are big money makers. So we are going to want to try and expand ourselves to one of those shops sooner rather than later, but for the time being hunting should be enough to sustain us. We'll just go and chop down a few more trees. Might as well recruit some people while we're out here. Always useful to do a kickflip every now and then. It's good to let the neighbourhood know how cool you are. And show off to all the kids we've got doing our labour. Okay, that's a few more coins. We could probably do with another builder. Don't think we've got quite enough coins to want to be recruiting a knight just yet, so we'll hold off on that and just secure ourselves at the back here. If we get plenty of coins, then we should be able to upgrade our town centre and get free turrets, but we'll wait and see what this wave looks like. It might be a little bit more fearsome than we care to deal with. Okay, there's about 8 or 10 again. We'll see whether or not the walls survive. Check this other side as well. Yep, everything seems to have been dealt with. Very reassuring. It means we can start chopping down some more trees. Haven't had the best selection of places to expand to just yet. It would be good to get on the other side of this cinema, but yeah, there's a nice enough spot here with a wall and a turret, and it is far enough away from any portals that we don't have to worry too much about that. So that will be our eventual goal, but for the time being we are just going to solidify our main defences. Don't want to be expanding out too far too early. We are going to go ahead and get a knight on either side, because those are going to be pretty useful for a bit of defense. They'll be able to take out a chunk of people very close to our walls. Again, one of our main sources of income at the moment is just going to be chopping down these trees and bushes, so we're going to make full use of that. Don't need to worry too much about recruitment at the moment, because we do have quite a lot of people for this stage, but nonetheless it is good to keep a steady group of new recruits coming in. Don't believe there's really any jobs on the right hand side, so any expansion on this side is basically going to be just to sort of fortify defences in any way that we can. That should be far enough for now. Forgot about the archers joining those armies and becoming less huntery. Less than ideal, but still got plenty of time, so we will recruit a few more. And probably go and recruit some more people tomorrow as well. Yeah, it is a bit late to be expanding out, so we're not going to do any more of that. So it looks like there would be another wall. So it looks like there would be another wall on the other side, just here by Billie Jean's. Oh no, that was the one to do with the cinema. Okay, so not the best selection of expansion points after that, but still, we don't need to... Oh, that's a job as well. Wonderful. 2 jobs should be more than enough to give us a pretty stable source of income. Looks like they've dealt with that pretty adequately. Don't know if we've got enough to upgrade this just yet. Just about. We're also going to make good use of these little bits, because that will be quite a few coins from those vending machines. The days are flying by. Already been through 4 of them. Very elegantly done by our builders. Whilst they're here, we can do a little bit of a extra bit of chopping. Good stuff. Getting closer to being able to expand past this cinema, but the question is, do we want to do that, or do we just want to expand to here? I feel like we probably could expand just to here, but we might want to save that till tomorrow. We've still got some hunting going on. We should probably spend our time instead doing a little bit of recruiting. And if we can, we should upgrade our town centre a bit more. The day is relatively far through. That should be a good set of recruits, and also a few more for the future. We do want to start skedaddling back to base though. Fortunately, we're just too quick for anything to spawn. That is one of the benefits of the skateboard, is it maintains a pretty high speed throughout. Let's see how many coins we've got. Our walls are still pretty low level, so it's a little bit less than ideal. And we are yet to build our turrets because we're sort of holding out to have enough coins for this upgrade, but that's looking it's looking a little bit close at the moment. We don't have a great source of income. That definitely helps. Starting to get some masked breedlings, so it's a little bit more difficult. Let's just check what the left-hand side's able to do by themselves. To be fair, they did pretty well, even though that is a low-level wall. See if we've got enough coins for this yet. I suspect not. Not far off, only a couple of ways, so if we go and expand, or rather chop down a couple more trees, should be in a pretty good place. Or just wait for all of those to be a little bit hunted. Don't think I want to force our walls to expand until after the first blood moon, which we can expect to be around day 7. I say around day 7, we can expect it to be on day 7. Disappointed in you hunters, you gotta be out there, doing things. Let's see if our right hand side's a bit more productive. It would be if they weren't getting coins helpfully for everyone else. Okay. Hopefully these guys will get a good bit of hunting done, but we can't really put a rush on that, unfortunately. Let's check on our builder on the left hand side, who's been chopping down that solitary tree. I think they're a bit further out. Ah, that should be more than enough. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, now there's going to be a bit of a dodgy question. If we upgrade our town centre, it might spawn a new set of walls to need upgrading, and then we don't know if those will be done before nightfall. We'll find out. At least we'll have a bit more protection in the turrets which the Wiz is going to be setting up. Okay, and that is actually the final level of our town centre, so we're in a good place. And the walls did get upgraded with plenty of time. They aren't fully upgraded, but it does put us in a much nicer position than we were. Don't know if we'll be able to get another upgrade in before tomorrow's night wave. It's a shame I can't do anything to do a bit of hunting myself on the skateboard. Just gonna slowly drift out this way. Do what we can with our companions. If they get their drinks down them, they should be fine to go again. Okay, that's all the help we can really offer on this side. Let's go and see how the right hand side's about to be doing. As you can see, the knight just jumped out and pretty much dealt with the whole thing by themselves. Which is just a little bit crazy. Does also seem as though we've got enough coins to give both of these walls an upgrade, which is very useful. Okay, we're looking in a very good state. And there's that lovely red number at the top of the screen, indication that we will in fact be facing a blood moon. Still got that bone, but nothing to do with it. Well, now we're just sort of playing a bit of a waiting game. Gotta see what's going to happen with that next blood moon. Gotta just see whether or not we can get many more coins and see if we can survive the blood moon. Not really anything we can do to affect it at this point. We've made a decent effort of upgrading everything, so we're in a pretty nice spot. The next goal will be to try and expand to here, I think, because that will give us the ability to get someone working in the Toy Palace. It means we could also build that turret and upgrade it to be a mortar one, and it should be able to hit out here quite comfortably. But again, not much we can do right now. Just watch those poor diseased animals get killed. Courtesy of some child labour. Lovely upbeat themes throughout. Well, everything is looking pretty fine and dandy. See if we've got any more coins to get. That is a pretty decent amount. Probably want to hold on to them though, so that we can expand pretty early on. I will recruit the extra person there though. That lovely noise there, you might be familiar with it. That is the noise of a crown stealer spawning, so it's a good indication that we need to stay within our walls rather than outside them, because our fellow campmates won't really be able to protect us from that. And that is another crown stealer spawning. And our dog is barking in both directions, so that's a friendly reminder that we will in fact be dealing with a blood moon from both sides of the map. And here's our first friend. Fortunately, we can do a little something about that. There's our first crown stealer. We'll just... oh, he got launched miles away, but not killed. Does struggle to get over the walls a little bit. We'll just have a little look how we're doing on the right-hand side. Mostly dealt with, but we do still have that big fella to deal with. I think that was the end of... No, it wasn't. I was going to say the end of our night, but they were quite comfortable with that. As you can see, it is still a bit of a pickle over here though. See how our left-hand side's dealing. Significantly better. But not wonderfully. Okay, that one's finally dealt with. We still have our knight active, and you can see there the turrets actually count as an extra line of defense here. They do get disabled and destroyed. Hopefully these archers can deal with that pretty soon. Okay, wonderful stuff. It was a little bit close at times, but we have survived that first blood moon. Our money's going to go to rebuilding defences for the time being. And we've earned ourselves a bronze crown. But we are going to keep going for a little bit longer, because we should be able to get to the second blood moon in, well, about the same amount of time. Plus that gives us a bit of excitement. We can go and expand. And actually, we might as well start that process here. Build a low-level wall and get that job started, because that will be quite a useful one to have. Not going to worry about this turret just yet because it is a greed-free night. There we go, we can get that job underway. Any expansions beyond this point will be, we want to make sure we've got plenty of coins and can level up the wall very quickly. Which is why we're only going to focus on the left-hand side for the time being. Unfortunately, the downside of the turret being a target for the greed means that situations like this, where the turret is outside of the wall, aren't ideal. It means that our turret will get attacked first and destroyed, but if we expand it out to here it would be a little bit better, so that will probably be the goal for the expansion on the right hand side. Something else we can do, and we will do a little bit further in the future, is to build the dumpster over on the left hand side and also the big turret to go with it, and then we can reposition it so that it sort of acts like another line of defense and another turret to go along with our regular defenses. Okay, let's get this leveled up a bit more. Might as well get the turret underway. It does put us pretty broke, but that's okay. We've got some child labour over at the Toy Palace. That will get us a bit of income. But it is night time now, so I think they're not working the cash register anymore. That's a good amount of hunting they've done. Probably get a few more archers, because we did have quite a few without jobs, and we don't need that many without jobs. Any more coins over this side? Just a few. Okay. Those walls are in a semi-respectable state. Get that upgraded and put into mortar mode so that we can have that extra line of defences. Still got that trusty bone. It's funny to see archers trying to shoot animals from the other side of walls when they could just step forward a couple of feet. Lovely, lovely coins. We'll also do the same with this turret because it may well be able to reach that far as well. I suppose we just have to sort of leave people to their gathering at this point. Don't know if we've got enough coins yet to upgrade that wall or if it's worth doing. I think we can risk one night with it not upgraded. Once we've got another couple of levels on those walls, we can flip back over to the right hand side and start looking at expanding there. It's really useful to have a layer of, or like a couple of mortar turrets to support your outermost walls in this, which makes the first expansion very useful, or very worthwhile rather. Don't know if we'd really need to expand past the one just here, because 2 jobs should be enough in this third position just beyond the arcade. Doesn't seem to have a wonderful turret setup, and that can be quite an important one. So we may find ourselves dealing with a crusher or something like that. That might have actually... yeah, you can see it there. Little crab man. Get ourselves back to our walls. And hopefully see our turrets in good effect. Fortunately yeah, you can see 2 mortars flying in there, so both of them are firing. I'll hopefully be able to do exactly that, which is hit a bunch of them and knock them back, including, yeah, so you can see waves do get quite a bit more hectic now. So upgraded walls are going to be useful, but fortunately the higher level turrets that we have, or the greater number of turrets that we have, certainly help things out. You should probably have checked on the right hand side though. I think the left hand side can probably handle itself. And that looks like everyone's running away in fear. Not quite. But they're not in fear. We're going to help things out by just stepping over here. Nope, he doesn't seem interested at all. Yep, there we go. We want to try and pull his attention away from us. Okay, so the first thing we're definitely going to want to do is upgrade this wall, because that's not currently enough to deal with the waves we're dealing with. And secondly, we want to upgrade these walls as well. That's sort of the best we're going to be able to do or want to do. Right, let's get a few more archers, seeing as we've got a few fresh faces about. Probably do with a few more, or the other 2 squires slash knights, but they are a bit more expensive and do take up quite a few archers with them, so we'll avoid them for now. Just go and do a bit more recruiting. Kickflip. It is a nice quick mount. It's a useful one to have. Really wouldn't have needed the ET mount. I suppose it would have been useful for jumping over all those greed and then jumping back. What we can do over here, in a bit of a semi-rogue move in preparation for expansion, is pay for that turret and maybe the next one along, because we are going to need both of them. That's going to mean that we just have to focus on the walls after this. Hopefully, we should have a good number of coins between all of the people in our base. He says hopefully. Maybe they're all over on the left-hand side by this shopkeeper. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. So we can expect our left-hand side to be pretty alright because, well, those mortars are already going. Right-hand side is going to need a bit more help though. You can see then that the greed all grouped up because they had to deal with the turrets that were built a little bit further out. These guys really aren't that great at shooting over the wall sometimes. They got the hang of it now. Should be fine now. Wall's not really taking any damage, and we're down to just the breeder. That guy really needs to get out of there though. There we go, okay. Let's start building this wall. Gotta wait till that's fixed before we can do anything about it. We will upgrade this to be a mortar though when we can. Probably need more builders. Oh, that's not good. That means the outer walls were in fact destroyed. So despite being a bit higher level, they weren't able to withstand the full test of the greed, which is certainly interesting. I think the only thing we can do there is upgrade it to that final level of, well, give it that final upgrade to the wall strength, and that's about it really. Oh no, don't want that one. Probably want a laser to be dealing with the high health enemies. I think it's a bit late and we're running a bit low on coins to be doing any other upgrades, so let's go and collect what we can from the left hand side. Has that outer wall still not been rebuilt, or is it? Yeah, it's just gone up, or recently gone up. Okay, we'll leave him doing that and head out to the right hand side. This might be a bit messy. Oh yeah, it's going to be very messy. Shame that keeps missing because it sort of ruins things a bit. Oh, and we're up to 2 breeders now, which is certainly interesting. A bunch of people lost their bows, but then just didn't pick them up, which is a shame. Oh, that is not going to be good for his health. Wow, that went surprisingly better than expected. Hopefully the people without jobs are going to run back over to the right. Why do they keep like ditching? Oh, that's because that's not over yet. Interesting. That's going to make things a bit sticky. Still got all our knights intact though, so let's just get recruiting a few more archers. We are in a bit of a coin deficit at the moment. It's okay. Should be able to survive it. Don't know if we've got enough of that yet, so we'll have to wait a little bit. Just want to make sure nobody's holding onto any coins that I could be doing with. Like that. Okay, that side doesn't need the upgrade as much as the other side does. It was a bit late to be starting that, to be honest, but hopefully we've got enough time. We might also want to build this turret out here just to be a minor annoyance to the greed in the future. Okay, that's about as good as we can do on either side. So we'll go do a little bit of initial work on the left, and then we'll head straight over to the right. Might as well, or hopefully we'll be able to collect some coins over here as well. Okay, I think that's about all we can do on this side, or all our companions can do. Let's see if there's any help we can offer over here. Fortunately, I was about to say fortunately the mortar's keeping them at bay, but it immediately failed at doing that as soon as I said that. Okay, so the wall didn't actually get destroyed. That person did lose their sword and shield though, which is a bit of a concern. We'll have to go and re-recruit that. And the wall fully survived this time. A lot of coins out of here. Guess they had a successful hunt. Let's see if we can get the upgrade built on this side as well. As mentioned earlier, it is going to be very useful to get that dumpster and turret positioned in a place that can benefit one of the sides. I'm thinking the right hand side is probably going to need it more than the left. Has a bit of a worse turret setup. So we'll do that and build the turret, and then get that moved out over to the right. Here it slowly comes. Annoyingly, that has pulled people over from the left hand side as well, so I want to stop that there so they can get back to the right hand side, or left hand side rather, from the right hand side. It'll be a minor nuisance and build that turret as well. Everyone is rushing home though. So this side should be less of a concern now. Hopefully that initial turret will act as a bit of a barricade. We definitely need to be heading out this side though, because they're down quite a few archers. Get him! That would be great if you could attack them. There we go. They're definitely breaking through walls today. Will they get any further? Yes, they will. But not. Oh, that's always reassuring. It is already time for the second blood moon. Okay, so is there anything else we can do on this side to really help out those defenses? Suppose we can get another one of these on each side. Probably give them as many coins as we can sort of afford to. Have a little look and see if it looks like the wall's still intact over here, which is good. I think this side is less of a concern than the other side. Doesn't mean it's not a concern, but still. Okay, where's that second squire? Might have gone past it already. That's fine. Let's just get more archers. Okay, not really anyone exploring / getting coins, so this is gonna be an interesting one. Can also pay for a little bit of a barricade there, which will give it a little bit more health. Don't have the coins to pay for any more though. Go on, just a few more. One more sail before the blood moon arrives. Lovely. There's the lovely noise of some crown stealers, or at least one. We'll get the noise for another one in a second, I'm sure. Yeah, there it is. Nice to see that dealt with very early on. Okay, I think that's probably as much as we can offer on this side. They're on their own now. We need to go and see how the right hand side's doing. Ooh, that wall's already broken, which means that's going to be broken soon. Fortunately, oh my, they're going to be very quick. They are destroying everything, but it's okay. Good to see that the mortar can fire a very close range one, so it might actually be perhaps even more useful to have everything be a mortar. Should really check on the left hand side now. Outer walls are still standing, which is good. Yeah, they had no real worries. It was just that initial bit, a little bit of extra help on the left hand side that really allowed them to thrive. Okay, so that's that all dealt with. We can go and re-expand out here. No, it was this one we wanted. That is the silver crown. Unfortunately, we're not going to have any time to continue on to that gold crown this time, but hopefully that's been a nice, enjoyable glimpse into the survival mixtapes that have been added to Kingdom 80s. But that's going to be everything for this time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.